Hello, I'm Dale Majeski of the Public Works Department. In this program, we are going to talk about the Fertilizer Ordinance and what you as a resident need to know to comply with its regulations, which will help protect our river. Excess nitrogen and phosphorus are polluting waterways throughout the state of Florida. In the city of Port St. Lucie, the North Fork of the St. Lucie River has been identified by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection as being impaired with nutrients. These nutrients can cause algae blooms, turning our river green, raise its toxicity, and lower oxygen levels, possibly leading to the destruction of aquatic plants and wildlife. Fertilizer and landscape debris are nutrient sources that can contribute to this harmful pollution. How you manage your landscape practices at home can help lessen this nutrient pollution. To help address these issues, the City of Port St. Lucie has approved a more stringent fertilizer ordinance regulating landscape practices and the uses of fertilizers containing nitrogen and phosphorus. We are going to review this ordinance and its requirements that will affect the residents of Port St. Lucie. One important part of this ordinance is the prohibited application period. During these times, no one in the city is allowed to use any fertilizer that contains nitrogen or phosphorus. The prohibited application times for nitrogen and phosphorus are from June 1st to September 30th, and any time when there is a flood warning, tropical storm or hurricane warning, tropical storm or hurricane watch, or more than 2 inches of rain forecasted. The reason for the prohibited application period during these times is because there is a higher potential for heavy rains. These rains will cause the fertilizer to be carried off your lawn and deposited directly into local canals and waterways, eventually draining into the North Fork of the St. Lucie River, causing harmful nutrient pollution. The last prohibited application period is when your lawn is already saturated with water. When your lawn is saturated, the potential for fertilizer runoff is greatly increased. Once out of the prohibited application period, between October 1st and May 31st, you may apply fertilizer to your lawn and landscaping, but you must comply with the following restrictions. The fertilizer must be at least 50% slow-release nitrogen and contain 0 phosphorus. There is one exception to the 0 phosphorus requirement. This exception is if you obtain a soil test from the University of Florida IFAS Extension Office that verifies a phosphorus deficiency in your soils. You can contact the University of Florida IFAS office for more information at 772-462-1660. To determine the percentage of slow-release nitrogen, you're going to have to do a quick calculation from your fertilizer bag. The first number you'll need is total nitrogen, which is the first number of the 3 numbers on the bag. And the second number you'll find on a guaranteed analysis. Sometimes this is on the back of the bag. For this product, it's on the front of the bag. And what you're looking for is the percentage of slowly available nitrogen. If the percentage of slowly available nitrogen is half or more of this number, then the fertilizer is at least 50% slow release nitrogen. So on this bag, you'll see that the total nitrogen is 24, and the percent of slow release nitrogen is 12.6. That is at least half of 24, so this bag of fertilizer has greater than 50% slow release nitrogen. Total phosphorus is the middle number. That number needs to be 0. Always follow the recommended application rates on the bag. Be sure not to exceed 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet of yard. It is your responsibility as the consumer to purchase and apply the correct fertilizer at the correct times of the year. Unfortunately, laws are in place where the city cannot control when and what fertilizer retailers may sell. Once you have purchased a fertilizer that meets the requirement of the City Fertilizer Ordinance, there are a few other requirements that must be followed. No fertilizer shall be applied within 10 feet of fertilizer-free zones, such as seawalls, canals, and water bodies. These include ponds and wetlands. When using a rotary spreader, deflector shields are required and must be positioned such that fertilizer granules are deflected away from fertilizer-free zones and impervious surfaces, such as driveways, streets, and sidewalks. Any fertilizer spilled or deposited on an impervious surface must be immediately removed. In no case shall fertilizer be washed, swept, or blown off impervious surfaces into stormwater drains, ditches, conveyances, or water bodies. Also, in no case shall grass clippings or vegetative material be washed, blown, or swept into stormwater drains, ditches, conveyances, or water bodies. Grass clippings left on the lawn every time you mow can supply up to half of the lawn's fertilizing needs. So don't bother bagging grass clippings. Leave them on the lawn to provide natural fertilizer each time you mow. Thanks for watching. Please fertilize responsibly and make the city of Port St. Lucie a more environmentally friendly community. For more information, please go to the fertilizer link on the city webpage.